welcome to another episode of Patrice's Project. Today's project is how to put eggs in your compost pile. When I was learning how to make compost, I had seen several videos of people that, they were trying to make their first compost pile and it wasn't working very well, and they would show, the products that were in it, and you'd see these half eggshells in there, and you have to crush them before you put them in. They don't just decompose on their own. And I tried a few methods before. Those little like magic bullet things where you make your smoothie and things like that. You put the cup on there and it has the blade in there that turns. And when I first got mine, mine's not a magic bullet. Those things are too expensive. I got it off-brand. And it works great for smoothies, and it worked pretty darn good for the eggshells too. The problem is, it's not made for something hard like that, so I ended up ruining it. Well, not ruining it, but making one of the blades, because I have two sets of blades, thankfully. But all the plastic around the blade, and also the cup kind of got it too, is just all rough and dry looking, and it scratched it up really good. So don't do that. Bad. Coffee grinder. You could use your coffee grinder, but mine, I don't know. I use mine all the time, not every day, because I grind like a week worth at a time, and I just don't want a bunch of eggshells in my coffee. So, and it's you have to clean the thing really good unless you just use it for one thing. So, I tried. Let's see. Food processor, too big, and also I was afraid of the same thing as the little smoothie maker thing. And I think there was another method, I'm not sure. But what I came up with that works really well, because my husband has a print shop, and so he gets lots of paper with, and these big cardboard, flat cardboard things. So he brought home some of those for me to lay in the bottom of my beds, and also, put big kids' art projects and things like that, lay them flat under the bed. You gotta put them somewhere. And I have so much, and he doesn't have any idea what's in all those boxes in the shed that I need to eventually empty, but a lot of it is that. And anyway, so I'll show you my method of crushing the eggs, and this works very well. The last time I put the shells in, it was the same as if I put it in the little magic bullet type thing. So okay, let's do it. Okay, the reason I had you over there to talk is because the sun is at the wrong angle for you to be able to really see what's going on very well over here. But I'll talk about, I will walk you through it, literally. In fact, I'm going to be walking on eggshells. I was just talking to my husband, who was going back to work after his lunch break. And I said, I'm going to go stomp the eggshells. Actually, I can't stomp the eggshells because it would kill my foot because of the sciatic pain. And so I said, I'm going to be walking on eggshells. So, yeah, here I go, walking on eggshells. And this is something I always dreaded in the past with my ex-husband. I was always walking on eggshells, and now I'm doing it purposely. So, here we go. Here's my big piece of cardboard right over here. And let me see, I think I can go a little bit up. I think I could bring you a little closer, maybe. Just a little, like that. Okay, yeah. That way, maybe you can see more than just my feet. Okay. And Easter was 5 days ago, so I even have my Easter eggs in here, some of them, because we did some egg salad sandwiches that were delicious. Yeah, my kids actually look forward to egg salad sandwiches. 2 of them anyway, the ones that are here. And so I have those, and I have some, where are they? A few brown eggs, and these have nice thick shells, but a lot harder to crush. It's not like I'm going to be standing on it and won't crush, but I'm just saying they're thicker. So if you're going to use some sort of machine, just know you should crush these first. And that's what I'm going to do as well before I walk on them. And we did kind of, if you can see in my bag, squish them down some. This is actually a lot of eggshells, but we kind of crush it down every now and then. You know, just enough to where I know I'm not going to be making holes in my little paper bag. So let's get started. First, the crush. You probably couldn't hear a word. First, I'm crushing them in here because if they're really big, if your eggshells are really big, then they're going to start shooting all over the place, and then you lose a bunch of your shells. So you gently crush them up. That should be pretty good. That's noisy, isn't it? Okay, you gently crush them up, and because I don't have a mic, I'm gonna, if you don't hear me, I apologize. Okay, that should be good. Dump them out. If you have, you know, really big paper or something like that, that would work too. Skin. Okay, I've got my pile of eggshells here, and you just walking on them actually works better than stomping. Stomping, you start shooting them around. And then after you bring them with this crush like that, stir them over. And you just keep going. And then I'll show you what the final product should look like, and I'll try and figure out about how much time it took me. After you get it down to fine pieces like this, like, you know, the confetti type size, or maybe a little smaller actually it is, then you do a different step. When I was walking on eggshells, I was thinking, walking on eggshells, you know that song, and don't it feel good? Okay, that was bad. Okay, that's my singing for today. And I noticed with these colored eggs that the membrane is holding on a lot better than with the non-colored. Don't worry about it. See, the little pieces are just as small. They're just holding on to that membrane, so don't worry about it. It'll also, you'll notice I have white stuff floating around in the air, and that's normal. It's not necessary. We need the calcium from the shell itself. So this is the next step you do when you get it to about that size. I don't know, that would be about 4 to 6 millimeter size. The next step is kind of do the twist now on your shells, because that way they get a lot smaller. And you just keep bouncing. Oh, sorry. Okay. You just keep bouncing on your shells, and then they get much smaller. I'll show you in a minute. Oh, and up to when I turn the camera back on. That was about 2.5 minutes. This is a lot of shell stuff. 5 dozen maybe, something like that. That's probably about, and you always want to, you know, get them back together as much as you can, so that they're working against each other. You know, they're grinding together like a rock tumbler kind of. See, we're down to like 2 and 3 millimeter. That's a lot smaller, and it didn't take as long as the first step. Did you see it? Okay. See, it's a lot smaller, and that will compost pretty well. So if you could get it into powder, that would be the best, but it's not necessary. You know, just those little pieces like I just showed you, that's small enough. And then you just, I should have put it in when I first made the pile and put it in like salt, you know, just sprinkle it around here and there. And after the first turn, you don't even see the stuff usually. So I know it's getting mixed in. I don't see it in the compost when I'm done with it. So, and that was a lot of eggs in my previous compost. That was a much smaller pile than this. Speaking of my compost, in the compost episodes, I showed me putting together the pile and the first turn, and you know, me taking the temperature of it and such. I lost the thermometer. I don't know what I did, but What was I saying? Oh, I remember. After the second turn, I looked for the thermometer. I couldn't find it, but I got lost again. Gosh, this is so frustrating. What happened? Oh, okay. So after the second turn, or during it, I said that that was the last time I was putting new stuff in there, or it could have been the first turn. I was wrong. We had mowed the lawn, and it's spring. It's growing like crazy. And I had my husband pile the lawn clippings next to the compost pile, you know, a little further over so I could start materials for a new one. And when we were turning, I asked my son, you know, it's spring, it's just going to keep growing. Should we just throw it in? He said, sure, and then we did. So, also some food scraps, so there it is. I was wrong. So anyway, I'm going to go dump this in my compost, and I'll see you next episode. Thanks for stopping in, and go walk on eggshells. It's kind of fun. So, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe. That'd be awesome. I would love that. Comment. Let me know how you do your eggshells, because I know there's other ways, but this way's kind of fun. You get to do a little dance, have a little fun, boogie. So, anyway, I'll talk to you next time. Thanks. Bye.